Test, test. Yes, perfect. Dexter. Which with who? Ah, perfect. Yep. Manager. Yep. All righty, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Just make sure we all grab our seats. It's a very warm Wednesday. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the completion of our 7 mile long Miami Beach Walk. And what better way to celebrate than in North Beach? So the North Beach section is actually the widest section of the beach walk, and you can technically, according to our friends at East Coast Greenway, bike, trail, and walk all the way from Key West to Maine. I mean, as long as you have the right shoes, I think you're good. So, I'm Dexter Peralta. I'm the North Beach Neighborhood Affairs Coordinator and your host for today. I would like to introduce and welcome our elected officials and our city officials, our dignitaries and directors. Welcome, Mayor Dan Gelber, Commissioner Minor. I think I saw you around here. There he is. Commissioner Ariola, I think, will be joining us a little bit later. Um, and briefly, we want to recognize a moment of silence for the passing of our late Commissioner Samuelin. Commissioner Samuelin was dedicated to our community and to the Miami Beach, and of course would love to be here today. So a few moments of silence. Thank you. We'd also like to introduce our Madam City Manager, Alina Hudank, our Deputy City Manager, Eric Carpenter, he's around nearby, and our Assistant City Manager, Lester Sola. And a special welcome and thank you to our partners and supporters, all the way from North Carolina, our East Coast Greenway Alliance Executive Director, Dennis Marcato Soriano, our contractors who help make the beach walk possible, Brightview, George from our Brightview team, as well as JRT, who couldn't make it today. Our Girobon chairwoman, Karen Revo. There's Karen, how are you? Of course, we received lots of help from our Florida Department of Transportation. Our Miami-Dade County Bike 305 manager, Sue Kawalerski. I think I saw Sue around. Miami-Dade County's Parks Chief of Operations, Tom Morgan. Alessandro Marcassani from the Office of Commissioner Sally Heyman. Thank you, Alessandro. The Surfrider Foundation, who have done incredible work on our dunes and our environmental policies. And the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. And of course, without them, we haven't been able to complete this project. They've been supportive and instrumental throughout the entire project from South Point away to North Beach. We're also joined by David Martinez, our Capital Improvement Director, and Maria Hernandez, our Geobond Director. And both teams who have been also instrumental in getting this done. So, and without further ado, we'll hear from Mr. Mayor.
Hey, how are you? Thanks. So it's really just a perfect moment on a magnificent day to really look at what has been created and what we're delivering to all of our residents. And it really makes me think the only thing imperfect about the day is that Mark Samuelin isn't here to enjoy it. He loved these kinds of events because they showed that we were really doing something that was going to bring the community together. And there's nothing, I don't think there's a greater amenity in our city than this new 7 mile unconstrained, uninterrupted beach walk. That's really an incredible thing. This goes from here all the way to there, 7 miles. If I could walk it, I would. If I could run it, I would. I don't think I could even bike it. But it's really something that's really incredible. And now is a moment to really thank all the folks that that worked on this. For me, I want to first thank David Martinez. Where are you? David, thank you. David, come up here for a second. Come. So you got to know, David doesn't like to talk in public. Okay. I always bring him into resume. He's always very precise and exacting. But the truth of the matter is he's a man of action. And 7 miles of uninterrupted beach walk is action. And I want to just thank you for delivering it to the residents of our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maria is here in the Geo Bond. Maria, where are you? Maria, come on. This is Maria. If you want something done, you hire a busy woman. Maria is head of our Geo Bond effort, and this project was Geo Bond project. So I want to thank the residents for funding it, because frankly, this is $2 million for this particular piece, which is no small sum. But you all committed as residents and as a commission that we were going to do this because it was important. So I want to thank all the work you're doing for all the Geo Bond projects, but delivering it on time, within budget? Within budget. Let's hear it for Maria and the Geo Bond. And Karen Revo also. Karen, come up here. Karen Revo is a resident who has been working and has been chairing the Geo Bond Committee for some time. And that committee really does great work. For how long?
4 years.
4 years. And we get a lot more than we pay for, because we pay absolutely nothing. Okay. But I will tell you, though, that committee of residents really makes sure that the city works with the city staff to make sure that this is what we envisioned and what you envisioned. So for me, I just want to say that it's really exciting. We really believe, and I believe, that the more open spaces we create, the more opportunities we have to be a community, to share experiences, to walk up and down, and to see people. Whenever I walk in the Beachwalk with my wife, and she loves to walk on this Beachwalk, we always see people we know. Sometimes we see people we don't know, and then we talk with them. This is really like a park, the longest swath of park we have in the city right now. This is 7 miles. Really an incredible feat. So when I was a kid, we had nothing like this, and now we have something that I think is arguably the most beautiful amenity, not simply in our city, but in the region, because there's nothing like it around. So I want to thank all of the staff that worked on it, and I want to thank the boss of bosses. That might be an organized crime term, so I shouldn't say it. But I want to thank my colleagues. I see Commissioner Minor's here, former Commissioner Gangor is here, and all the other commissioners who have worked on this. Thank you all, and all the aides who are here, thank you, and all the city staff, thank you. And Parks, thank you, John. This is really a great day and a great moment. And with that, I'll bring in the boss of bosses, our city manager, Alina Hudak.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and it's truly an honor to be here as your city manager. Like the mayor said, this is a beautiful linear park that's just been opened for our city and dedicated for our city. And what a beautiful and wonderful day to be here. I too, growing up on the beach, I spent many of my summers here. Remember walking on that old boardwalk and all the challenges of the boardwalk, and it was piecemeal. And now we're part of a network. We're part of the East Coast Greenway Network that connects beach walks and linear parks like this from here, from Key West to Maine. What a beautiful concept to connect our country that way. And we're a part of it, and it's an extraordinarily proud day for the city of Miami Beach. I want to commend Mr. Mayor, you and our commission for your vision and your leadership in making the GOB happen, because these projects, you have to combine a variety of sources of funding. We'd like to thank our partners at FDOT, but obviously without the vision to really get that GOB passed and make it happen and make it a reality, we would never have been able to complete this and to build it the way we have. So very special thanks to all of you for your leadership, your vision, and our ability. I want to, as a manager, I take a lot of opportunity to thank our staff, because I have 38 years of public service, and I've never served with more dedicated, more committed, and more capable public servants. And so it's very important every opportunity we get to highlight them and to highlight their accomplishments. And I too would like to thank our GOB director, Maria Hernandez, our capital improvements director, David Martinez, and his entire team that's here for everything, all the challenges, the construction challenges. None of these projects projects. Any of you that have done even a remodel in your home know what the challenges are. Imagine a 7-mile project like this. So David, to you and your staff, you deserve tremendous commendations today for all of your accomplishments. I'd like to thank our Parks Department, their leadership, the Property and Facilities Management Department, our Police Department, and our Fire Department, and all the code enforcement folks and park rangers that patrol this beach walk and that make sure that it's safe and a beautiful place where our residents can feel safe and happy and enjoy every single day. So to all the leadership, our environmental department and the role that they played in really making decisions about the beautiful vegetation, and thank you. I see Lindsay there. I don't know if Amy's here, but congratulations to all of you for all your hard work. It's an honor again to be a part of the East Coast Greenway Alliance, and the representative is here. The executive director of the East Coast Greenway is here, and I'd like to introduce at this time Mr. Dennis Mercados. I hope I got that correctly. Welcome, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And I just want to say congratulations to the city of Miami Beach, to the leadership of Miami Beach for getting their whole section of the East Coast Greenway done. Like they said, 7 miles, and I'd say 7 miles of smiles. This is a beautiful section now that we have. And it takes leaders like City Manager Hudak, like Mayor Gelber, and so many who saw this important project through. I also want to thank all the planners, the designers, the advocates, the taxpayers, FDOT, and construction workers who made this day possible. Congratulations. You just made Miami Beach one of the leaders of the whole East Coast Greenway, one of the only cities that has completed their section. We've built out 1,050 miles, but that's pieces here and there and everywhere. And now you've gotten it done throughout your whole city, and people are going to appreciate that. This is a Maine to Florida project that we're working on ever since the early 1990s, when our co-founders dreamed up saying, we've got some great greenways locally, let's connect them. Let's bring communities together, like was said earlier. And thanks to leaders like you, our vision is becoming an emerging reality for everyone to enjoy. There have been $2 billion in infrastructure investment in completing the East Coast Greenway. And what is that built? The most popular, the most visited park in America. We now have 50 million bike rides, runs, and walks on the Greenway. You see them even throughout this. Even though half the town, half the city's right here, you still have people biking and walking and enjoying this beautiful space. This is the kind of space that we want to build that's safe for kids to their grandparents. And so that they can not only envision themselves enjoying the beach and the wonderful town right here and the Art Deco just down the way, but they can also dream that they could go down to Key West. They can dream that they could go all the way up to Canada and take a dip in the St. Croix River on the border. I mean, that's the kind of dreamy stuff that gets kids thinking creatively and that builds connections. And so you could think about going to Charleston, to D.C., to New York, going down to the Keys. And it's so critical in a time of division and disconnection. We are building community and connection. We face challenges with fun solutions. In the pandemic, greenways were havens of health and sanctuaries of sanity. To lower emissions and address the climate crisis, it doesn't get better than biking to work and biking to soccer practice with the kids. As a way to tackle the obesity epidemic and mental health challenges, we can actively enjoy, again, those miles of smiles on our greenways for all to enjoy. And there's no better way to lower the cost of transport. With gas prices going up, we can get on 2 wheels and 2 feet and have a great time. I want you to know, the leaders of this city, that the people appreciate your leadership. In fact, greenways, as was said earlier, You stole the thunder, but it's one of the top amenities in all the communities that we connect, 450 communities. A couple from Switzerland loved experiencing America because of places like this. They just retired and they biked Key West to Canada. There was also a runner right now, Shan Riggs of Connecticut. He's running the whole East Coast Greenway. This weekend, he's going to finish up. The guy's pretty crazy. He's running 40 miles a day. That's a little faster and a little farther than most of us, but it shows what's possible. It's a great experience for everyone. So people all over the world appreciate your leadership. They're thankful. There was a gentleman who just biked the Greenway faster than anyone ever before, 25 and a half days. He used that time to process grief from losing his mother this year. And he told me how thankful he was to have a safe space like this to do so. So let's all connect. Let's build this connection from the moose to the manatee. From the pines to the palm trees. From the best key lime pie to the best blueberry pie. Let's bring people together. And as we get ready to celebrate the 4th of July, this is our moment to reconnect the United States of America. On behalf of the 150,000 people of the East Coast Greenway Alliance, thank you for your leadership and dedication to completing this important path, not only for the city of Miami Beach, but indeed for our country. Let's enjoy this beautiful Greenway. Let's fill it up with culture and community. And let's maintain this world-class facility long into the future, keeping it clean together. Through this work, we can build a healthy, equitable, and sustainable future for all. Thank you, and happy trails to you and yours. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce another hero of this work, the chairwoman of the GO Bond Committee, Karen Revo, who actually is from Durham, North Carolina originally, where I come from. Karen.
We just learned we're both from Durham, so we're good Southern people, and we eat a lot of blueberry pie and apple pie in that area. I honestly don't think I could bike from whatever you said, Dennis, but I'm going to get in better shape now that I've heard you. So I'm Karen Revo. I have the great privilege of chairing our GO Bond Oversight Committee. 2018, the mayor called me on a nice summer day, and he said, "What are you doing this summer?" I said, "Well, I mean, sure, I'll do it." And we formed an advisory committee, and we recommended to the commission that we put on the November ballot in 57 projects totaling $439 million. They passed overwhelmingly. And here we are today. And I'm going to tell you that from day one, the Beachwalk has been my favorite project. And Maria and all the staff can vouch for that. I said, you can't schedule this ribbon cutting without me. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I am a leisure cyclist and a leisure walker. So I am on this boardwalk a good 2, 3, 4 days a week. If you want to come and join me, it's usually early because it gets really hot. My trips usually end the following way. They end with a nice, delicious, caloric almond croissant and an iced coffee at one of our beautiful cafes on the beach. That's a story for another day. So I'm still in the plus column when I finish my exercising. I haven't figured that out yet. But what a gift this beach walk is. I want you to appreciate the magnificence of being able to go from one end to the other. And Dan, I know you can do it, because if I can do it, you can bike from 0 to 87th. I'll do it with you to give you moral support. This is a crown jewel. This is where thousands of people are going to enjoy our city. And so I want to thank our residents. So I want to see a show of hands. How many of you are Miami Beach residents? How many of you? Thank you. You voted for this. You voted to tax yourself to do these projects. Don't take that lightly that you made that decision to give us these beautiful projects. So thank yourself. And when you walk on this, just think about what you did as a resident. I want to thank the amazing committee that I get the pleasure of chairing. I don't know if we have any members here, but I am so lucky to work with, there were 10 other people on the committee, and they are extraordinary and give so much time to our work. And I want to thank Maria, my partner in crime, who's just so wonderful to work with. And Thais and Devin and Allison, the whole GeoBond team deserves so much praise. So thank you, and I hope to see all of you out here. Do not be scared by what this person said. Even if you go 2 miles, you've exercised, right? So, and you've done something good for your heart and your what did you say? Your miles of smiles. So, you know, just enjoy this place. It is ours to enjoy every day of the year. And with that, I say thank you, and I want to introduce David Martinez, who is our wonderful director of the Capital Improvements Office. David, come up and give us your word.
I don't know where to start. So many thanks, so many people, starting at the top, the mayor and the commission, and I want to thank my boss for having the confidence to allow us to do all these wonderful projects. They're truly amazing. Today is a special day for me because this is the first time in my 11 years with the city that I get to do a twofer. Usually we just do one ribbon cutting at a time, so this is technically 2 ribbon cutting, so this is the first one for me. I usually like to get into talking about some factoids about the project, but before I do, I'd be remiss. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody that's really been instrumental in helping us get this project through. And I'm going to begin with all the departments that have helped us along the way, because it has almost touched every single department, and every single department within the city is fantastic, and all of them have had something to do with this beach walk. I thank Maria and her group for keeping us on track, making sure we spend the money quickly. I like that. And everybody else in the city. So thank you. And I want to make special thanks to my staff. It takes like a proverbial village in our department. Everybody is involved, even though we have the few select people that are involved with the project, but it involves all of them at some point in time. So if indulge me for a second. I'm going to split it up between the 2 projects. It's almost the same staff, but the Mid-Beach Rec Corridor 3, which runs from, the project ran from approximately 24th Street to just shy of 46th Street project. My staff and the office is run by Maria Serna and David Gomez are the 2 division directors that oversee the 2 divisions that make these projects come through. Ariel Guitian is the senior capital project coordinator that oversaw both projects in this case. Paola Vega was the capital projects coordinator that oversaw the Mid-Beach section. Renee Yanes was our CIP inspector on the project. Danielle Pignol was the office administrative assistants in the office. And of course, I want to thank Kevin Polito and Dexter Peralta for helping us be the voice of the project and communicate with everybody. Also, I want to thank, that hasn't been mentioned, Calvin Giordano and Associates. They are the designers of all of the most recent segments of the beach walk, including the one Mid-Beach and this beach walk, and they deserve a lot of praise for what they've done. They're great to work with. I want to thank on the Mid-Beach, I want to thank JRT Construction, who was the contractor on that project. On this one, I guess I'll jump around on here. I want to thank the Brightview folks that were wonderful to work with. They did a fabulous job very quickly. A couple of other entities that were involved, Stantec, was the construction engineering and inspection firm that was associated with the Mid Beach project and EAC Consulting on this project right here. And lastly, the Ariel was also the senior coordinator here. Rodney Perez was the capital project coordinator. Omar Monzon was the CIP inspector for this segment. And Gala Ceballos was the office associate administrative help. So thank you to my staff. We couldn't do it without you, and for sticking with everything. With that, let me jump into some little factoids about the beach walk that might be of interest. So the city started the first beach walk project in 2003. It was called Beachwalk 1, and it went from 14th Lane to 21st Street near Miami Beach Drive. That was the very first beach walk. So if you do the math, it took us nearly 20 years to complete the 7 miles. There are over a dozen or more individual segments that were constructed. The majority were constructed by the city. There were several segments that were constructed by private developers as part of their development orders, but the bulk of it was constructed by the city. My department became first involved with the first beach walk that we did in 2013, and we've completed 6 different projects, totaling almost over 60% of the 7 miles. So I thought that was of interest. The beach walk, one day soon, will connect to the bay walk with the construction of the pedestrian bridge. That's also a GEO bond funded project, as well as some of the other bay walks. Again, your tax dollars at work. So that'll be something that'll come up in the near future. And also, those of you that maybe frequent this new beach walk, you'll notice construction fencing towards the north half of the park. We're also working on major improvements to North Beach Oceanside Park, and hopefully we'll have those done in about a year and a half or so. So a lot of activity, a lot of foresight, a lot of vision from all the city leaders over time, not just now, but over 20 years. So I'm not going to get into all the details of the specific project. You can all see they're wonderful projects. They have their challenges like anything. It is a major kitchen renovation, as a manager likes to say. It is a major kitchen renovation, but we'll come through. So with that, thank you so much, everybody, and let's turn it over to Dexter.
I got to make one more announcement. I want to say smiles for, no, I don't. Miles of smiles. We got 3 commissioners are here we didn't recognize. I want to recognize wonderful Commissioner Fernandez, Commissioner David Richardson. Both of them, really thank you for coming. And he's late because he ran here from First Street. But actually, Commissioner Areola, I saved him for last because Commissioner Areola was really one of the prime movers of the GEO bond. And I think that should go noticed because it's hard sometimes to tell residents, hey, we want to spend a lot of your money on something. There's got to be a measure of trust in the GEO bond, and we do a lot to make sure we keep that trust. But really, Ricky was very instrumental, and I appreciate that because this is really a great thing. Finally, David mentioned something which I think really is a vision we all need to embrace. The vision here is that really, basically from Lincoln Road down to First Street up to here, up to 88th Street, you'll be able to circumnavigate our city without leaving the water's edge. That's really incredible if you think about it. And the GEO bond did so much has done so much to make that a reality. It's a vision right now, but it's going to be a reality, I believe, in the next few years. So thank you all for that support. Are we going to go cut something now? We are. All right.
We're going to go ahead and cut the ribbon. We don't want to block the biker.
Where is it?
Beautiful stand. If we can have our partners and our supporters at the ribbon cutting.
Same here as always.
Love it. If I knew it was you, I was like, We have food and refreshments in the front, courtesy of Brightview, our contractor.